why it's on my C list, and why you should get excited when I tell you that the next person coming is on my C list. Charlie, you're captivating. Oh.
I tell you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You are captivating. So based on everything you have said, you know, what the media should be, which is brilliant, how do you assess the media scene based on everything that you have said?
Look, it's tough. You see, for any sector to do well, you need the interplay of three things. You need government policy to be sound, to set up a system to make it competitive, and to, if possible, give an advantage to those who are good to do better. Then you need research, academia, to come up with the best practice globally, so we can know what Bloomberg is doing, what Reuters is doing, what Channels TV is doing. Then you need private sector entrepreneurs, daring people like KSM, like Nikamatefio, like Kwesi Chum, and Despite, who will then bring private sector resources, working within the environment created by the regulator, using the best practice of academia. So if you're assessing media, that's how you should do it. So you can look at regulation. NMC, they don't have any power. So even though NCA gives you the radio license, NMC controls your content. There's a disconnect. If NMC invites you, you can choose not to go. It doesn't work. NMC and NCA must work together so that the regulation is proactive and positive, right? So if you see 380 radio stations, TV stations that are doing some things that are not good, it's because regulation is not right. Number two, private sector. If I give radio license to only my political cronies, you can't expect quality. All they want to do is to have a table. So when NDC MPP is meeting, Bernard Avle, only CTFM, okay, you can't do that. You need people who have a vision for media, right? Then you need the academia to do proper research, best practice, so you can get the right people to work in the media. Look, if somebody leaves university and does economics and gets a first class, a lot of people don't know why he should do media. But that doesn't make sense. In most countries, the best people do media. The people we look up to, Jeremy Paxman, Andrew Ma, they are first class in PPE. When they've written books. Okay? So you then bring good regulation, great private sector entrepreneurship, then it's profitable. It must make sense. If you can't pay your bills, you attract the right people. If you pay people 500 cedis a month, who will go and do admin at Legon or do engineering at Tech and come and do engineer at your station when you pay him 1,500? No, MTN will pay him times 10 that. You get me? So if you say, how is media doing? You have to come to it from that framework. You don't just watch TV and say, media for me is serious. That's a weak analysis. You don't judge a problem by the symptoms. You judge a problem by the root cause. So if media is not, if you are seeing all this craziness on media, 10,000 TV stations, all showing all kinds of crazy things, you analyze regulation, analyze private sector investment, and analyze the research and the best practice. If you use that framework, then you can say, okay, media in Ghana, we liberalized the airwaves in 95. So how many years are we? We are less than 30. Take any media establishment in 30 years. How well are they doing? Take any industry. Take law. Take engineering. How long have we been having a track record of lawyers? So if you take the best lawyers in Ghana, who have they learned from? What is the track record of that profession in Ghana? Take radio. Apart from GBC, and the GBC model is not the same. Because if I'm doing Joy or City, it's not the GBC same model, right? So if you assess media through that prism, you can say there's room for improvement, but we've done very well. Because right now, if you go to our websites, international people are sourcing during the elections. Bloomberg sourced from City and Joy Online, because this is local media. So my point is, if you put media through the prism of that time capsule, you can say we've done very well. We have some fantastic entrepreneurs who've created business models that work. Look at Peace FM. Look at Despite. I mean, he's a genius. Look at how he's built. UTV. And then all you say, oh, media, they are not serious. No, you don't understand what you're saying. Okay, so it's the same way you analyze democracy, the same way you analyze histories. Ghana as a nation state is 60 years old or 60 something. Analyze countries. Look at China. Look at the Ming dynasty. Look at where they've come from. Look at the wars. Okay? If you analyze things from that long-term prism, you can say media is doing very well. There are excesses. And if you get proper regulation like the governor is doing in banking. Look, banking is older than you and I. Look at the mess they are in. Does anybody say banking should just be cancelled because they are in a bad
mess?
But media is an easy target because every day we talk to politicians. Oh, media for me serious. Media is not serious. You, the person criticizing as the industry you are in, how many people do you employ? How time-tested are your rules? If we put the microscope on your industry and the standards we set, look at auditing. People audited banks in Ghana. Look at what's happening to the banks. And some of these auditors are part of the big four. You get me? So let's, I'm not saying we should justify the craziness in the media. I'm saying let's analyze it properly.
Put it in perspective.
We have to improve. Yeah. We have to do better business so we can attract better people. But that doesn't mean that everything we are doing is bad.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But do you sometimes, is there a place where you can say, even though this is the broad picture, you know, if I'm supposed to zero in on an aspect, I'll find great deficiency?
Yes.
Or do you always have to look at the big picture? Yes. Can't you zone in on aspects? And,
oh yes.
Yeah.
Look, despite all the things I've said, right? If you look, truth, media's main job is to tell the truth. Journalism, not media, journalism, our first loyalty is to our citizens, and our obligation is to the truth, right? And it is a discipline of verification. So even if you support a political party or not, you have to verify. There are lots of media houses who throw that basic principle to the dogs. Now, you can't survive, because once you break fundamental rules, once you break fundamental principles, you are out of order. So even if you are set up by a politician, it's a discipline of verification. Our first loyalty is to our citizens, and our loyalty is to the truth. Our commitment is to the truth. So even if somebody says, Charlie, KSM in pen so let's put the microscope on him, you still have to do it objectively. Now, if you use the principles of journalism, then you are not doing well at all. Because a lot of us have thrown those principles to the dogs. If you use the principle of giving a voice to the voiceless, again, we don't do well. Because the major format is get a loud mouth who can bring in the numbers, put him on air and let him talk and let him fight. That's wrong. Get better voices. Even within, and one of my struggles is, for example, if I'm doing economics, most economists I interview are from the same school of thought. We don't have economists who are, you see, we have neoliberal economics who believe in the way the normal IMF views. There are people who believe different. Yeah. We are not able to empanel richly enough. We don't have enough different people on the medium. So that doesn't help. So I will say that we have a long way to go on that score. We have to, and again, if you look at the caliber of what we bring, of course, names make news. But we are also a platform for public discussion. So we have to bring in vulnerable people, bring in the marginalized, bring in the young people, bring in women. Do you get me? On all those fronts, we are not doing well, and I have to admit it. So we can do better for women. We can pay better. Yeah. Okay. We can be more rigorous in our analysis. We can be more historical. We are not historical at all. Banking crisis has happened. Where is the history? Where is the comparison? It happened in Nigeria. What happened when Cooperative Bank and Bank for Housing and Construction went down? Who is doing those? Nobody's doing it. You get me? But it's resources too, and training. Okay, there's a lot more we can do. That's why I'm happy you stayed in media for over 20 years. You've not left. Because KSM, look, one of my biggest pains is that somebody does media for 10 years, gets a job in a bank or in an insurance company and leaves. It breaks my heart. It's because, and I don't blame them. We don't pay them well. We should keep those guys. We should have, I mean, look, some of the people we watch on CNN, look at Wolf Blitzer. Dude is over 70. When he does Situation Room, you get me?
Stands on his feet and
it's gripping. But here, Ben, you are 40. So, my mates meet, Charlie, you are still doing that thing. Go and get a proper job. No, I understand. So please don't go. Stay in the media and let's build it. Stay.
I'm almost 62. I'm still.
Look at that. Stay. Yes, don't go. So I agree. We have deficiencies, and we have to work on it. That I admit. We have to seriously work. Otherwise, social media will take us. Don't forget that what Donald Trump is doing now is discrediting media. Because he believes that because the media is powerful, he wants to let people doubt what the media does. But Charlie, a media that is normal, I prefer a media that is weak to no media at all. Right? And what Trump is doing is very dangerous for media. He's taking on well-established media houses and he's not speaking the truth. And people like the New York Times, the Boston Globe are taking him on. We must support them. Because at least they are accountable to the public, right? And because the way social media is, and in the era of fake news, we need well-established media houses that can take on power and powers. Because these powers, if they can get away with murder, they will.
They will.
You know, so it's
something. I remember one of the few interviews I had with the legendary Komrad Omo, and he said his frustration was, what else are you doing? Or what else do you plan to do?
Yes.
What do you mean? What else do I plan? I'm in radio. This is what I want to do. I'm a broadcaster. That's what you're, you know.
And it means that we have a task.
Yeah.
We have to build it to gain respectability.
Yeah.
Nobody asked Ade Clegg. Ade Clegg is a good friend.
Yeah.
He's a lawyer, corporate law, fantastic broadcaster. His father was a graphic guy. He left media, and I was so sad.
Yeah.
Nobody asked him, why are you still in law?
Yeah.
But they kept asking him, why are you still doing media?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't Ade Clegg do media?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't Adomachi do media? What should he do? You get me? So our job is to build it to a point where your son, when he graduates from high school, wherever he goes to, says, Dad, I want to do media. Some of the smartest people in the Western world are in media. Some of the most creative people. But here, they are all working for banks.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Trying to know, man! What frustrates you? I mean, Ghana, what just gets you good, man?
Look, a couple of things. Personally, I'm not. I feel I frustrate myself because I have so much potential, and if I was a bit more disciplined, I'll make greater impact.
Really?
Yes. You know,
you're not making enough impact. You think?
I'm telling you. Look, we should be writing books that people will be reading. We should be creating systems that can be replicated elsewhere. We should be dominating the West African market, Liberia, Sierra Leone. We should be doing all that. It's frustrating to know how much you can dream and yet how little you can actually accomplish because of inertia and because you are just human. And that you have to be tired and sleep. You are reading a book, you have to fall asleep. You get me? And combine that with your family life and making sure that you are a proper father and a good husband while you are also making waves on air. It's very frustrating because you can say a lot of nice things on the radio and TV, but the reality is that your first job is to your family.
Yeah.
So if you don't have time for them, you don't have time for yours. It's not right.
How are you balancing yours?
It's not good. It's
not good.
It's not easy. I have a great wife. She's amazing because she, how shall I say, she covers up for my weaknesses.
What's your weakness?
Absence. You know, so if I'm with the boys, she's a stronger authority. She knows that because of the time I come home, it's late and all that. So she's had to sacrifice her own career to do her own business because of me. Right? So she was on her own career path, but she had to now become self-employed because of the family.
So what's her name?
She's Justine.
Justine.
Yes.
Put her guys down.
It's a frustration.
And you have 2 boys?
Oh, 3.
3?
Yes.
You've been working, man.
Over time. So that's one of the things.
Yeah.
So that's another frustration. Nationally, look, I think that we haven't been able to enlighten ourselves enough so that we can process information better. People are very binary. KSM, if somebody listens to you, for example, if you say, we don't need a national cathedral, KSM, he's not a Christian.
Yeah.
They won't take their time and listen to your argument. It's frustrating because we have, our educational system has not given us those layers of nuance. People are too binary. Bernard, onye NDC and there's MPP. Onye MPP as NDC. It's like
discussion.
We need to.
Yeah.
It's frustrating because it makes your work harder. You are trying to tell people that I will take on the system, but I'm not against you. You are not my enemy. No, they don't understand it. And look, if you educate people better, and if we all are better educated, it's easier to develop.
Yeah.
It's even easier to govern. A lot of politicians think that when people are ignorant and not educated, you can easily educate them. No. That's why they come and stand and ask you for 10 Ghana cedi.
Yeah.
If you give them, if you educate them, you empower them.
Yeah.
Look, there are certain countries, I was talking to a French journalist friend, he said, Charlie, in our country, over 98% of our people have a high school degree. So the level of communication and discussion is a bit richer and higher, right? So they are a bit more cerebral, and I feel we need to give people better education.
Yeah.
It frustrates me and people are too poor in the country.
Yeah.
You spend millions of dollars on one project, and think about how many farmers will have their tomatoes get rotten because they can't get it to the marketplace. It doesn't make sense.
Do you believe in the saying that if you want to change it, get inside? Do you see yourself eventually?
Am I inside?
Well, you are.
I don't need. You see,
Yeah.
You see, this is the tragedy.
Okay.
Every industry you are in has rules. you can't assume that if you become a politician or an MP, you can play by your own rules. Do you get me?
Yeah.
If you enter media, you have to play by the rules. So if people think that, oh, I'm a journalist, but I have so many views, so they go and become an MP, let them get you a seat. Who will help you pay for the seat?
Yeah.
How do you become independent? So even if a businessman gives you money to go in, because to run a campaign to be MP, you need at least $300,000. So go and become an MP. You can't be honest. You can't be free. Even media. Look, because we need adverts. There are certain industries when they give you adverts, taking them on is not easy.
Yeah.
How much less politics?
Yeah.
You get me? So I can't present that, let me become an MP. No. Understand what you are supposed to do and do it properly. So if people say, do you see yourself going to politics? I'm already in politics. Okay.
You're active, like.
But I'm active now.
You're really active.
6:30 to 10 every day.
Every day.
I just don't have a party flag.
Yeah.
And I don't even see it as a promotion.
Yeah.
And of course,
this is just to cut you, but there was a discussion about you. That guy, where does he stand? You know, it's like I said, what difference does it make? Say, Bello MP, Bello NDC. Do you all can know the content of what they say? Is that not more important, or you want to know where he is before you agree or disagree with his content?
I don't blame them, because a lot of people use media as a platform to create their political career, and it's great. It's not a bad idea. It's not bad, but it doesn't have to be that way. Media can also be a termination point. It doesn't have to be a transit to something else, because we can't have a country just full of politicians.
Yeah,
a society where everybody is into politics as a career, it doesn't work. You need people who also enrich society with great content. You need good people who are teaching. You need great people to also be in the performing arts. Juliet Asante, Shelly Frimpong Manso, KSM. We need those guys, because those guys, the change they make can be more lasting. Of course, the damage politicians do can be worse because they can destroy the educational system forever. Okay, so I get it when people say throw your hat in the ring and that kind of thing, but I'm not convinced that I can make a difference in politics. I'm not. Maybe if I grow older and I'm wiser, I don't know, but now I'm not. I'm not.
But what do you do to take it easy when you're not busy thinking about Ghana's immense, what?
Well, see, there are different parts of me. I have the family part, I have my faith part, and I have my football part. I'm a football fanatic as well. So on one hand, I'm very private. Because I stay with my boys and my wife. We just sit in the house, so I can enjoy them. Then I am active in developing my faith, because I think that there's a very important role for faith in where we are in our journey as African people. We need to be connected to God. So I develop my spiritual life. I can't be effective in this medium of media without a strong spiritual foundation. So I have to develop that too. And then I like football.
You like football? Eh?
Yes, I love watching the English Premier League. It's an escape for me.
Yeah.
I support Liverpool Football Club. Locally, I used to support Hovora until they relegated them. And then Pando Heart of Lion has also been relegated. So now, I think if I support the team, Ghana will relegate them. So
you don't touch anything.
Yeah, but so I like football. It's a great escape.
Yeah.
And when you watch footballers play, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So I do that too.
Recently, you focus on passport.
Oh,
and
Lord.
That show was hot, man. And folks said, well, you let the man into the slaughterhouse, and now that we are ready with our knives, you're present. What was the deal with that?
So, you see, the passport thing is not even NDC or MPP.
Yeah.
It's inefficiency.
Yeah.
And a system that has been set up that we have to break up. Now, I think that if enough people get angry and not just complain, but they show their disaffection by some of the things they do, it will force the leaders to change. Having said that, when you interview somebody who you haven't prepared and you give him a tough time, you also have to be human.
Okay.
So you can criticize him, but you don't have to insult him. So what I was saying was that people were so upset with his answers, they wanted to crucify him.
Yeah.
And I had to say, look, I put him in that position.
Yeah.
But you don't need to finish the person, because he's a human being. So even though he is presiding over a system that is not delivering results, we need to have a limit. So that was what we were saying. But passport office needs to change.
Yeah.
It needs to. They need to do better. They need to come up with a more humane and efficient system. Honestly.
Now that let me pick your views on the Mensa Ota bill. Yeah. Personally,
yes.
My comment is I'm pained, man.
Yes.
I mean, You know, the facts of the case probably will come. But right now, to have Mr. Tabo in the line of fire,
yes,
you know, it pains me. You know, what?
So there are two sides to this. On one side, if you are a teacher, a media man, or a leader, there's a higher standard expected of you. Mm-hmm. So it says, let us all not strive to be teachers. This is James, because all of us, those who teach, will be subjected to a higher standard. So I can understand when people expect better from him based on what they've seen, based on the facts that are available. So reading and listening to the Bank of Ghana, it was a failure in leadership. Yeah. And because I admire him so much and read so much about him, but you see, you don't have to be too pained if you also know mortality. Human beings, that's why I said to you, I'm personally frustrated. He is one of the most gifted people we have in our generation, and my respect for him will never end. Yet we can criticize him respectfully if we feel he's gone off track. We don't have to insult him to do that. Everything he stands for cannot collapse just because of that. But we all have to question ourselves every day about the decisions we make. So Central or Otabil or his message does not become useless just because he was board chairman of a bank that mismanaged people's money. Do you understand me? Yeah. So, because I am also in the media and I'm in the public space, in criticizing I have to be careful. Because I also will be scrutinized. Right? And all those who are saying crucify him, let the system work. Let the rules work. So the Bank of Ghana governor and his team are there to make corrections. Now, their corrections must not only target the people in the banks, because they also failed. Right? So, the banking supervision were complicit in what happened. So the remedy must not just be crucify the Dufors and the Otabils and all these people alone, but let's also self-correct. Why did people supervise? Why did the auditors allow this to happen? Now, if we broaden the scope and do it that way, then we properly clean the system. And we also, when we hear somebody is giving 30% results in a bank, 30% investment, we troop there. We must also question ourselves. Do you understand me? So I think that if he's gone wrong, he must be criticized. And I also think that, I think that we Christians, we must be spiritual. We shouldn't be militant and religious. All right? I don't like this idea of, you see, Christ was the perfect example. He didn't come to start a system where when he does something. So I don't like the I stand with Otabil thing. Otabil knows I respect him. Yeah. I don't need to go on Twitter to write I stand with Otabil. I don't think Otabil will listen to me and say this guy disrespects me if I call for the right thing to be done. So I don't need to go and write on Facebook that I stand with Otabil for him to know that as a journalist I respect him. But I think that he went wrong and that certain things must happen to correct that wrong. So we see faith like football club, House and Kotoko. So I'm Central, I'm Action, I'm Roman. It's wrong. Faith is not like that. So it's like, Otabil, you've touched my master. Faith is deeper. So going to write I stand with Otabil doesn't mean you support him. Those who really support him, call him in private. And they see him and don't make noise about it. They are the people who really love him. Right? And again, those who criticize him must also be careful that this man has built, it's not just the bank. Yeah. He's one of the most recognizable voices globally for Ghana. Yeah. Right? And whatever we do, we must know that you can correct things without destroying what you don't, you get me? I can't build what he has built. And his ministry is one of the most respected ministries globally. Yeah. That should stand for something. Yeah. Of course, it means that he must do the right thing. So the Bank of Ghana must do what they have to do. But that doesn't mean he should assassinate his character. Do you get me? It's balance. So I can't, people will say, are you for Otabil or I'm against Otabil? I am for the truth. Yeah. That's what I'm for. Yeah. Thanks a lot, man. Oh, man. So you see why you're my you are forcing me to say things. I'm not even prepared, so I don't know whether what I'm saying is making sense.
You're making so much sense, man. Making so much sense. But you've done well. You've done well. And
thank you.
I mean, I have so much, not just me. I mean, I in private conversations, the amount of respect that you command is beautiful. Yeah. And whether you know this or not, I feel like I should tell you. Because in discussions, Bernard, and sometimes I'll be discussing, throw it by Bernard. I'm like, really? So.
I think we need to be, my parents have done a lot. You see, when you see somebody doing well in the public space, my parents are very simple people. My father was he used to teach medical school, he's a demographer. My mother was a public servant too. Both of them worked for the government.
Okay.
And there were 8 of us.
Okay.
All of us.
They're all around?
All of us are around.
Fantastic.
All of us went to university. They sacrificed everything to take us to school. My father taught us to learn, study, okay, wisdom, look for information.
Yeah.
My mother taught us faith, prayer. Those 2 foundations all of us are doing well in our own fields because of that family thing. So if anybody thinks I'm doing well, it's because I was brought up by parents who, and they teach you to be modest.
Yeah. What's the name of your father?
He's called Mr. S.K. Avle.
Mr. S.K. Avle. And,
Yes.
and the mom?
Mrs. Julia Avle.
Wow.
So very simple people. Both of them are alive.
They must be very proud of you, though, or the family.
Sometimes when they want to say, hey, Koku, this thing you went to say.
No, it is small.
What's the matter? You are saying, please take your time. But look, I think my parents are the heroes of all of us, the 8 of us who are doing well. They are the secret heroes.
Wow.
Because they sacrificed a lot to give us not just a proper education, but a sound faith foundation.
Fantastic.
That's what they did.
Fantastic.
So their names are written in gold in wherever. So there are 4 boys and 4 girls.
4 boys, 4 girls.
Yes,
okay.
so
And where do you place? You are.
I'm the 7th.
You're the 7th.
I'm telling you. So as for me, so my brother Gabriel he has his own business now.
Okay.
And then Dosia is a nurse. Valeria is with WAEC. She's an educationist. She teaches. She used to teach. And then Theodore is a lawyer. He's not in the country. And then MFA is been working in civil society for many, many years. She's now with USAID. Wow. Her whole life is public service. Michael is working with a power company. He used to work at Vodafone. So Michael is a musician. He's a great keyboardist and music director. And also he's a science-based guy. And then my little sister is a lecturer in the US, Sarah.
Wow.
So I am
Solid. Solid. And the name of your 3 boys?
So I wanted to play a trick on people. So I give them all. So Senanu Kosi Avle, SK Avle, and then Sesinam Kojo Avle,
SK Avle.
and then Seduji Komla Avle. Because my father is SK Avle.
Oh, really? So make sure all your kids are SK Avle.
They have to be SK. That's the. So they are boys. They are young, and it's being a father. Being a father is a different.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
It's a very tough challenge, and you don't know who's educating your kids because even at this age, they want your phone. Kojo is 3 and he wants your phone. I don't know what he wants to do with it, and he knows how to already swipe. And he knows that if the thing is boring, he presses the first part and goes back. So it's really being busy as a man. That's why I said my wife is really a hero because it's not easy. And these days, all kinds of crazy things on the internet, in the media as well. So it's a challenge we have to all deal with personally at home and then corporately to be more responsible in the way we regulate the space. So that's what I'll say.
Bernard, thank you so much, man. Like I said in my introduction, you are on my list as one of the most captivating people, man, for many reasons. And I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And thank you for the inspiration, man.
Thank you.
Not just me. I'm sure many of my viewers have been inspired.
Thank you for having me, KSM.
My pleasure, man.
Thank you. I like your Wakanda greeting. Can we
do it one more time? One more time, man.
First,
There. All right. Good enough, y'all. Stick around. We'll be right back.